Alright, so this should be the last video I need for a voiceover, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. Alright, so at this point I've got everything basically laid out. The mine is in pretty decent direction going. For some reason I still can't figure out why my cow went down to 1 health, and I think it was just like in between camera shots. Um, I had a bunch of plague rats attack my base, so I guess maybe it was them, but I don't know for certain anymore. I'm thinking about expanding out that area back there next to the lake to add in some more stuff. I've got 2 builders going. One's working on the first house, which will actually go to our first builder, that guy right there actually. And he is in the process of fixing up building the first mine, if you guys can't remember. So what it is right now is he's emptying out, he's hollowing out the section where the first mine shaft is going to go, and then the miner will dig downwards and extend the mine shaft and eventually build off tunnels to go where the different parts of the mine shaft will be. Nothing fancy to begin with, but eventually it will, well, it still won't look fancy, but it'll definitely look better than just a hole in the ground. Let's see, what was I doing? I do, yeah, the warehouse is there. I don't get it built up during this one. In real time, I actually just built it recently, not in game time. I actually upgraded it to level 2, but we'll get to that as we go. I'm speaking, breaking the fourth wall, all that other stuff. So we'll wait. Oh yes, I am in the process of potentially getting should be getting the stuff for the, nope, what am I doing? Chest. I'm trying to remember here. Yep, I am. I'm getting the stuff ready to make a seared brick so I can make actual metal tools for my Tigger's construct stuff. So, putting something back there. I think I was going to extend out the housing district. I think that's the plan that I have right now. I may change that later on, but not right now. So yeah, so basic what I found that you need to start off your smeltery is going to be 2 stacks of clay, 2 stacks of sand, and 2 stacks of gravel, just as a start. You don't need all of the, you're going to need more eventually as you go along, but it's what I found is a good start to getting your initial smeltery up and running. And the reason why the 2 stacks, because you can do an initial one where it's just a 1 block high for doing your stuff, and you're getting your little lag right there. It's always fun to watch that. But you can do a 1 block high for your first smeltery, but I always find having something that's a little bit higher allows you to do more, smelt down more, because this allows you to double your ores. I gotta stop digging into the river. Yeah, because I think, yeah, each ore that you put in there, and the lovely lag is beautiful. Each ore that you put inside there, um, inside the smeltery, it'll give you double the ingots for each one. The main part you got to be careful with though is alloys. So the creating of different uh, metals when you combine two different ores together. I run into a problem later on that uh, I mix copper and tin. Yeah, copper and I think it was copper and tin, and I made some bronze accidentally. So bronze is a good one, but it wasn't the material I was looking for at the time. So it kind of messed me up just a little bit. So I'm just getting some more gravel here. And he's still digging away. That's the little stairway down into the mine shaft. It used to be that there was a ladder that went into the mine shaft, but now the updated version put a ladder in there, the staircase down into the mine shaft, which I think is a cool feature. All right. Nope, still not enough clay, still not enough gravel, and still not enough sand. Oh, there it is. Yep. I couldn't find the reason why the lake wasn't working, why the water feature wasn't working. Stone shovel is still good. Building chest, I'm not able to double my inventory. Does not have a job. I thought I had given Lucy a job at this point. No, because I hadn't built the miner. I wasn't completely finished yet. That's right. Yep. Look at the inventory. There's a lot of stuff in there that they don't need. I'm surprised the rat hadn't actually... Well, I guess because it's not considered a chest. Because rats can open chests, so I guess their main block is not considered a chest, so the rat can't open it up. Oh, and I also found out that the copper, when you as the player mine up all the different forms of copper, because there's several different forms, it all defaults to one modded copper, but when the village mines it up, it what's it called? Gives it to what the original mod is, not what you want to do. See, like that one's thermal foundation, that's tech reborn. Whenever I as the player will mine up copper, it'll give me as thermal foundation. But I will be able to use those copper ingots in any of the mods. As I found out, when my villagers, my settlers, open up, I got plenty of clay. When my settlers start mining up that stuff, then it creates, it defaults back to what the original mod for that ore was. So with all the different types of copper there are in the world, I'm going to get several different types of copper ore, and so that's going to fill up their chest real fast. Alright, so at this point I've gotten 2 stacks of sand, 2 stacks of clay, and 2 stacks of gravel. And then we're going to come over here to the crafting table, make blocks of clay, 32. We're going to put that in the corner. And then we're going to take the sand, make a shape like that with both stacks, so we have 32. And then we're going to do the same thing with the gravel in the shape of an L, not the berries. There we go, 32. The reason why I use that recipe is if you didn't see it, it makes 8 blocks instead of the one if you did it the other way. and then this is called grout, and you cook up the grout and you make the seared bricks in order to do all your initial settlers are employed. To attract more settlers, you have to build or upgrade housing for them. So there was my first miner. I've got the miner all built now. So as of right now, there really shouldn't be a problem with it, but I eventually find out that I do have a problem with it, but we'll get to that in another, you'll come to that in another video. Still working on the first house, but they're starting on the ones over there. I come back later and give them the materials to make all the houses. So right now I'm just making sure I have enough cobblestone to make another furnace so that the grout can cook quicker. So you put the stack of grout in. You don't have to do it this way. This is just the way I personally do it. And look for a bunch of coal. If I had thought about it, I would have made charcoal, but I didn't think about it. So I'll put that in there, put that in there, put that in there, and then gotta go find some more coal. Finish building Citizen 1. So, first Citizen house has been completed, and if I had sound, there would have been fireworks going off, as you saw in the sky. So now the second one is being built, or starting to build, so eventually I'll get over there and actually start working on that. Looking for more coal. And I go on a little mining expedition. It's lead ore. I'm not able to get that up. There's coal. Now something interesting that I'm not sure if it's just my game or if it's something that other people are encountering. Every once in a while it'll take longer than usual to pick up ores, and it's not because, oh, and there's the rat holes. You have to use an axe to get rid of them. Really weird, especially when it's in the dirt. But that's the game. But anyway, every once in a while it'll be kind of hard to mine the ore, but for whatever, and it's not because there's silverfish in there. I looked at that, and they aren't, like when I actually mine them up, it gives me the regular ore. There isn't like silverfish or anything like that. So like every once in a while, the coal ore will be harder to mine with my stone pickaxe. I don't know why. I don't know if that's probably just a bug that's happening with me. But just something that's going on. It doesn't happen all the time, just every once in a while. And if you remember in the beginning, I was having quite a bit of problems with rats, and that was because what they were doing is I had those two holes in next to the supply camp that were blasted by creepers, and what the rats were doing is they were creating a rat hole right there in the area created by the creeper blast, and they were spawning at the rat hole, thus creating more rats than I could feasibly take care of in the beginning. And I got 3 of my settlers not complaining they don't have houses, so I do need to get that taken care of. But I want to get some metal tools up first. There's rats. There we go. I do figure out that 4 rat skins equals 1 leather, so it is cool to have, well, okay, not cool, but it's a good feature to have when you can't find cows initially, so it works out good. Right now I'm just trying to get as much coal as possible so I can cook up all the grout, because the pieces of coal that I put in there initially are not going to be enough to cook a full stack of grout. And all the iron I can get. And see how that copper is green? And I got that's two different forms, two different mods of copper right there. And so there's Mystical World and there's Tech Reborn. But if I do both of them, see, it turns it into Thermal Foundation. So if I mine Mystical World, it gives me Thermal Foundation. This is what I was talking about earlier. So I think it's just something in the programming of the settlers mining that it does that. Give me all the iron. There's quite a bit of iron in this area right here, though. I don't use copper initially. Eventually I will be using it, but more and more of it. But as for right now, I'm just focusing on getting the iron because I need iron tools. And I do eventually get up to that point. I didn't upgrade my sword. I need to upgrade my sword. Alright. I'm probably putting down too many torches for the area, but it doesn't hurt to be safe. And I need to be able to actually see what ore it is that I'm picking up. Because, like, there's that lead ore right at the bottom of the ladder, but I can't pick it up with my current tool. Go to sleepy bye. Alrighty. Okay, and now I actually have coal. Maybe. There we go. Alright. Put that in there. Put that in there. Put that in there. Alright, now we're good. So, grout's cooking up. Kill all the rats. I finally become comfortable handling the stone broadsword. I think eventually I'll change it to a different type of sword, but I'm not quite sure yet. I gotta do some testing, because I think the rapier ignores armor, but I can't remember. I have to look into that. Figure out which is the best one. Berries is player's best friend in this game right now. Probably could have used a different bridge, but I think this one aesthetically looks pretty good. I might use the bigger one when in a different section of the river. So here is the miner. Let's go take a look down here. So we come down to this section. We can see him digging it out. They got a bunch of rats. I don't know where they're getting the rat stuff. And so the miner will just keep going downward until they reach the level that their current hut level will go down. And then they'll stop. Well, yeah, like I said, they'll stop at whatever level that is predetermined by the level of their hut. Alright. Just being cluttered and a pack rat. You'll find out that I am a very big pack rat when it comes to keeping stuff. I'm not very good about just throwing away stuff that's not needed. I tend to keep just about everything. So you get the seared bricks, and you can put them in the 4x4 crafting. And that's how you make your bricks to do the initial part. Now, right now, I do put it down here, but that's just because it was an open area. Eventually, I will be moving this to a different section. Getting more sand. Oh, I needed glass. Yeah. Because one of the main components of the smeltery involves glass, and you need that. Seared window or a seared tank? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the seared tank. But it's what holds the fuel that you need to smelt your materials. So I'll just take that out, put that in there. There. Now it's all cooking nicely. I couldn't remember what how many glass was needed to make this. I think I got it wrong on the first try. Yeah, I got it wrong. Yep. That's not right. So, seared glass, seared gauge, melter, not what I'm wanting. Seared brick oven, alloy tank. They've really expanded on this mod since they first had it. There's the smeltery controller. It's basically what controls the smeltery. So these are the, what was it called? Oh, I missed it. So those, and we gotta do a table and a casting table and a casting bin. Alright, seared window I think is the one, yeah, I do the seared window, retains liquid when broken. So there, there, there. There we go. I do make two, just because it's a policy of mine to have two of them to hold double the liquid. So we got 3, 3, and 3. Okay, so now we got two seared windows. Okay. And we got two more pipes. And we're going to go two more drains. Smeltery drain, yep. One more casting basin and one more casting table. Alright. Table is what you would be using to make your parts for your tools and your armor. So that just going through the different parts that's needed for the smeltery. So we got the casting basin. This is left to right. Basin, table. Oh, I forgot what those called. Pipe drains. And then smeltery drain, controller, and then the window. Still drives me nuts that I can just hop over that, the fence. Alright, so now I'm not going to keep, I do put my initial smeltery here, but I'm not going to keep it there. So you do have to have it in a 3x3 initial base, and I put it down one into the ground like that. So you create a base like that, so 3x3, so 9 bricks. And then put all the different parts needed in the main bar. And we're going to start on this side. And you go one more layer down, because then what you can do, you put one block out, put the brain down, put the tank down, just to hold it, just as a placeholder, because eventually I do have to take it away to go to get the lava to cook everything. Alright, so we put the smeltery drain. I don't know why I emptied that section out there. I didn't need to do that. I realized that just there. And then we come back over here, put a smeltery drain, put a brick, 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 and a brick, and a brick. And if we look at the front, we have the basic smeltery ready to go. So as far as I know, you can go as high as you want, and just do it that way. Now, I'm in the process of trying to figure out if this is a thing, because what I did is I put the second sheared glass right where that empty spot was, just so you could have double the liquid, but I'm not sure if I used that correctly. So more seared brick, so I can make more bricks. Oop, there we go. There we go. Some more of those. Oop, that's not good. There. Alright. So here is the basic setup without the stuff there. So we're going to put it down now. So we're going to put down casting table, casting basin, and casting basin. Put those on the drains, and there we go. And just fill in the spaces to make it look pretty, even though it definitely does not look pretty, but it looks prettier than what it did. So then the next part is to get, oh, and there's the problem that I mentioned earlier that the miner was having. This is the reason why I need metal tools. Maybe, there we go. Alright, so we go down to the mining area, down to the main area, the level down here, and I go hunting for lava. It was over here. And now, see these holes? I'm not smart and I don't fill them in. So that comes back to bite me later in the butt. Because, yeah, you'll see. But it doesn't hurt me this initial time, so I think I'm good. But I don't listen to myself sometimes when I say I'm going to come back and fill it in. Alright, so we put those down, and we take our bucket, lava, and we put it inside the seared glass. And it holds the liquid for us, so we can carry it. Holds 4 buckets each. You can see on the little info bar there, it says 4,000 millibuckets. We go back up, and I'm being extra careful, and I'm not always this careful, and like I said, it comes back to bite me in the butt. Check for any rat holes. Nothing. Up we go. Alright, so go over here, boom, boom. I have a fully functioning smeltery. So now we go and get all of the Z iron. Gotta remember where it all was because I wasn't very smart in how I'm organizing my chest right now. Still got a bunch of bricks. Okay, so back over here, you click on the smeltery controller, and then you basically, you can shift, right click all of your ore in there, and depending on how big your smeltery is depends on how much it can hold. There's the first house, and I will get, that's his house, Xeon. So eventually I'll get all the 3 houses over there built. Hopefully, I was kind of worried that the smeltery would interfere with their pathfinding stuff. I gotta fix, yeah, I didn't fill that hole in. And so now Lucy is stuck. Lucy does get out though, she doesn't stay in the hole. It's melting all the iron. And you can see the little progress bars next to it. Depending on how high level the ore is, depends on how long it takes for it to melt down. There are some ores that won't melt down, and you have to actually go through the mod in order to melt them down though. So I have 6 blocks of iron ore now. I'm going to make an iron tool because I didn't have the materials necessary to make a metal tool head for my pickaxe at this point in time. You watch the progress of it like filling up and then cooling down. This was a really cool animation. I was really pleased when they put this in because it added something to it. That's 60-70%. It does hesitate just a little bit when it gets to 100%. It's like 90, 100. See, it doesn't release it right away. There we go. And I think it's just something inside the mod itself. It's not a big thing. Alright. So, this one, I was looking for wool, and I had brought, what are they called? I forgot, shears. There we go. Shears along, I was looking for sheep, but I found a Pegasus, and I thought, well, sometimes mods have weird things that come from other animals, so I figured, why not right click with shears on a Pegasus and see what happens. Not a good idea, because when you are taming a horse, a regular horse, Minecraft horse, you have to, well, make it love you first. So you basically right click on its back and you jump on, and if it doesn't like you, it kicks you off immediately. Runs around for a little bit and then kicks you off. Pegasus does somewhat of the same thing. But for those of you that don't know, a Pegasus is a horse with wings. And so when you jump on the Pegasus, apparently what it does, it doesn't just run around and try to kick you off. What it'll do is it'll fly up into the air and then kick you off. And me, without any sort of armor or feather falling at all, I fell to my glorious death. I just missed the water by a few blocks. So, yeah. This is me going back to where I fell to my death. The idea of a Pegasus is cool, but I don't think I'm quite ready to try and tame one of those yet. I gotta get a feather falling whatever for my boots. And I gotta get boots to begin with. So if you look in the left corner of the screen, yeah, it's right there. I got very lucky. I didn't drop anything into the lava this time around. Fairly lucky. So you see, I dropped everything. And it's not picking it up. This is a lovely lag. There's the shears I was going to use. There it is. A little whatever. Alright. Check to make sure I got everything. Yep, there it is. It's got a little pony too. So I don't do it again, but that's the Pegasus that kicked me off to my falling death. Wings, horns, and hooves. The ultimate unicorn mod. I might come back for it when I actually am prepared for it. But I'm definitely not prepared for it this time around. So there is some more over there. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a stable with some Pegasus on there, but not something that I was ready for. And there isn't a parachute, unless I spelled it wrong. I don't think I did. So there's feather. Cobalt helmet looks interesting. Feather falling 1, 3, 4, 5. Bird feather. Elixir of feather. Feathery wing. That's under the rats mod. I don't know what that means. I guess that means you could have flying rats. But I don't know if that's something that I want to introduce. It's bad enough dealing with the current rats. I don't know if I want to mess around with flying rats. So I misspell it. I botched the spelling of it completely, but now I know where they are when I want to go in, when I want to actually make some stables for Pegasus. For the Pegi, Wizard Tower. Come up here, see what this guy has. Oop, and I almost fall to my death. Lovely. He's got to put a landing in there or something. He's just a regular wizard. Okay. Because the other one was like a healing wizard. So I don't know if like they have different vocations that you can train in eventually. So that is basically the end of this video. And yeah. See you guys in the next video. Bye. Oh, nope. There's some mushrooms over there. Alright. See you around. Bye.